It is 12 after 5 here on the Big Time on Sky Alpha HD. Still got our guest in the stew because it brings cash, the MD of Vodacom Lesotho, Mohale Ralebitso. He's going to tell us more stories. He has been completely enlightening to date. He has taken off his jacket. I guess he's ready for business.
No, just trying to match the shorts.
I see. That was your response to the shorts.
Like you can get
In response to the shorts, he took off his jacket.
We can't have Bella having all the fun.
I mean, that and my ridiculously long hair. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Shorts, long hair.
We could have made 3 weaves with that.
Yeah.
Bella is wasting hair.
Really wanted to know why she didn't leave some for the other,
Hey, listen,
children.
I paid for them inches, okay?
Nah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a question?
Okay, yeah, but like, my questions are not...
Yeah, your questions suck.
No! My questions are, I'm very curious. I'm a very curious
Sorry,
person.
yeah.
I like to
Yeah,
learn
so
stuff,
go
right?
They don't suck.
Mine are not about you
We
telling
might even
stories.
find
They're more
answers
like,
to,
you know...
about the universe.
You know, exactly.
some mystery.
Extrapolate some good things.
Yes.
So I want a bit of a reality check. How does Vodacom Lesotho compare to the other Vodacom Group subsidiaries across the continent?
In terms of what? Performance?
Yes, in terms of performance and reach and, I guess, people adapting to it.
Well, we have one of the biggest market shares, and which is possibly one of the reasons we're able to do so much in society, which is really awesome. Like yesterday, I was party towards launching, relaunching really the 112 line, which means that if anything happens, waiting for no charge. And I'm
That's
excited
awesome.
that it's something that's become possible as a partnership with the Ministry of Communications, the LCA, Econet, because you can call from any one of the 2 networks. Because when you're doing stuff like that, then you're making a difference. And how do we compare? We also compare favorably because M-Pesa is very successful here. And if you think of days gone by when we had to send actual money around the country and how difficult it was to send anything to the mountains, and as a result of money being able to get there pretty much instantaneously, you now have economies developing in those areas. And to have been able to catalyze that is really awesome. So we're one of the stars in the group, but it's a group of stars because I can't think of a single operation inside of the Vodacom group that's not performing and shooting the lights in one way or the other. In number terms, because we have a small population in the country, obviously
Ratios
was
and all
slightly
that.
smaller from
Right.
that perspective. But we're also the first place where 5G was launched
Correct.
on this continent, in Lesotho.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a pretty kick-ass thing to have been able to pull off.
You guys went and launched an app in secret.
Vodacom Lite.
Uh,
No, it's not a secret. Use it. You know, for those of you who are not on
Use it
iPhone, use our M-Pesa app. It's yeah.
I don't know what's happening. What is that? Something's not happening. Sorry, technology is kicking my ass. Please tell us about the. Okay, before we talk about the actual app, I just
Yes.
wanted to throw that at you that you guys launched it in secret. Nobody, just one day app. You guys have unbundled the business in a manner of speaking. Vodacom Financial Services now exists.
Yes.
What does that mean in terms of the business?
It means that business has grown to achieve a particular level of scale, and at the invitation of the central bank, the business was spun off so that it can have more suitable governance models to sustain the growth of that business, compliance, and a whole host of issues that are necessary because it's becoming more and more important, and it required a different set of rails around which to be regulated. And I'm going to speak about it in a manner that people can understand, and there shouldn't be somebody out there who then is nitpicking around, you know, wasn't it well regulated before? It's always been.
Okay.
It's just purely that on the advice of the central bank, the business took a view that absolutely we agree that we need to put it on different rails. It continues to run obviously on the backbone of the telco business, which is the enabler that's made the breakthrough possible.
Right.
But that business is going to grow. It's going to expand its product offerings to better engage what customers need, not just individuals, but small and micro enterprises, they'll be able to access things that they can't access today. And I'm not going to give away what the growth path is for that business, but it's going to continue to grow and be invested in so that it can do more and more good in society.
It's a subsidiary of Vodacom.
Yes, it's a wholly owned subsidiary.
So it's a wholly, that's what I wanted to
Absolutely,
to
yes,
establish.
yeah. But it's got a board of its own, an independent chairperson,
Okay.
which is best practice from a governance perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you came in right as this, I want to use a better word than unbundling, but
Yeah.
right when this process,
This was happening, yeah.
yeah.
So I can't take credit for it. I was just the person who.
He just oversaw it.
I did it.
Oh, this is nice. I did it.
No, you must take the credit, bro.
No. Okay, the credit goes to Mepalesa Mpungetsani and the M-Pesa team.
And
who
the
are
whole
absolutely an awesome grouping of people.
Okay.
And obviously all of us are there to make sure that they succeed.
Okay.
But they're running their show.
Bella was
And
asking
what a fantastic thing that is run by
by a woman.
absolutely.
I
And
was-
a whole
love
bunch of
that.
I was actually going.
which is, by the way, one of the other things that Lesotho has always kicked ass around,
Yeah.
but which needs to continue to receive more investment and attention, to say that the women of this country have long stood up and done absolutely amazing things. They Dr. Radi Dapoles, you take your
Yeah.
pick in terms of who you want,
Yeah.
but it's an absolutely fundamental thing that we have to continue to say that Lesotho is going to grow by having the men and the women working hard, which also means that we have to eliminate some of the things that are a barrier to the participation of women in the economy.
That Mosadi Tawati Bakabahaling was
You must stop.
was almost was
No,
no,
it's,
you know
it's one thing Hamsadi Aswati Bakabahalem, but it's gonna
that's
No,
the
no,
big
no.
thing.
That, but
Yeah,
on
you
top
need
of
money for
that,
that
people expecting that Hobano Masaru Gama we don't go the easy route. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that needs to stop. People need to stop saying that, because then it forces women to feel like, oh, all the time I have to be tough. I have to.
But Bella, don't be
Begazela.
I think it's a celebration of the fact that if there's something that's hard and complex and we
Yeah.
should absolutely be able to entrust.
That-
And I think it's possibly in context something that was to speak to and address the idea that women are fragile or limited in some way, that they should be protected and put away. So be careful as you challenge that.
No, I'm
because
not
I
really
think-
challenging it in that sense. It's just
So
when you're.
challenge the men to step up rather than saying re tshwara ka bohaleng, le lona le ska dula fatshe mone be le ka
No, that's not even what I'm saying. It's just the way it's
leisure.
the way it's taught to us as
Yeah.
girls is that's how life is. That's how you go about life. Okay, you don't ever say no to that. And that's normal, and that's not okay. For us to make it normal, all the time. That's the part that I have a problem with.
No, I think
Because
I think it's cultural appropriation. I think people then adapted it to suit their own narrative. Where I think the
now by the time me and my generation came in, it was
Yeah.
there where we were now being twisted.
So
into
let's take it
meaning
back to the
something
genesis,
else.
like Raleigh rightly points out. I think the genesis really is that these people are beyond what we could be, and that's why they do the hard yards.
And
As
if
it
you
were.
say that, and you
It
tell
can't be an
everybody else, then
accident
I'm
that
good.
there's a couple of billion here, and the constant is all birthed by women. That's something pretty special. You
Yeah.
dare not don't fall asleep on that.
Uh,
But I hear you that we should share the load.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I want us to Vodacom is one of my sponsors, so I want us to tick the boxes. You recently launched in Tuesday, to much fanfare. Tell us about that quickly.
It's really a line where if you see, and this is something quite fundamental that needs to happen, that if you see something going wrong, you need assistance from the police, you call, it'll connect you to the closest police station to you. If they can't answer, it'll bounce the call to the next closest one, so you can report crimes to
Oh,
the
okay.
police. And the really vital thing here is that all of us as people citizens in the country to play our part, which is the police can follow up after and cases that are not being reported. So let's report those things. You see somebody being abused, report it. You see somebody stealing, report it, and then allow the police a chance to respond. In time, we will, with the stakeholders, work to expand that service offering, but we'll come back to market once we are ready in terms of what should follow next. But we all know what a typical, if you call 911 in the US, for example, you can access any range of services.
Shortly after that, you and another UCT alumni, Tsepo Tabisi, were launching a data reduction and toll reduction. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Look, I mean, there's no getting away from the fact that it's tough times, and the people spoke. We've heard, and by the way, it had always been the case that if you're calling Vodacom to Vodacom, it's always been the cheapest rates in the country on an absolutely kick-ass network. And most extensive in the country. I mean, I can carry on about, but it can get boring.
Yeah.
But it was really about saying, okay, if we're at the point where we need a lighter set of packages that you can access by the second and not just by the minute, let's give the people what they want and what will give them the greatest value. And as I'm saying, there's economic pressure, so for the same maluti, you not get significantly more. And you still have the same level of reliability that we've had before. That was first to bring your 5G, LTE. I can go on and on.
Just rubbing it in Bella's face.
I ain't even like I'm just.
Maybe to that end, Sky Offer HD will get lucky and you will zero rate our product anyway.
You are so sneaky.
How?
You know, if you don't make money, we can't do stuff like